What is nose blindness and how can it affect you? Picture this following scenario. Your next door neighbor has recently moved in. They ask you and a couple of other neighbors to dinner one evening. The aroma of their two dogs greets you as soon as you enter the house and it is strong. In the meantime, your next door neighbors seem unconcerned. The dog's odor seems to fade as time passes. What you just experienced is called nose blindness. It happens when common smells around you become less noticeable or even undetectable. Let's take a closer look at nose blindness, how it happens, and if it can be prevented.
What is nose blindness? Nose blindness is a temporary naturally occurring adaptation of your body that leads to an inability to detect or distinguish common scents in your surroundings. It's sometimes also referred to as olfactory fatigue or olfactory adaptation. Nose blindness is often associated with areas where we spend a lot of time. It's why we often have a hard time detecting common household odors. It's also why the neighbor in the example above seemed unfazed by the scent of their dogs. It's important to note that nose blindness is different from anosmia, a condition in which your overall sense of smell is greatly reduced or even lost. While nose blindness happens naturally, anosmia can occur due to an infection, injury, or other factors.
What causes nose blindness? Every day, your senses provide your brain with a wealth of information about your surroundings. Without some way to effectively filter through all of this incoming data, your brain could quickly become overstimulated. This is where natural adaptations like nose blindness come in. By decreasing the perception of scents that you're frequently or constantly exposed to, nose blindness can help prevent overstimulations of your senses. Also, by decreasing your ability to detect common smells around you, it can make it easier for you to pick up on something that's out of the ordinary and requires your attentions. Some examples of this include the scent of bread burning in your toaster or the smell of a gas leak in your home.
How exactly does nose blindness happen? The exact biological detail behind the mechanism of nose blindness are unknown. However, we do have a general picture of what's going on in your body when it happens. When you inhale an odorant scent molecule, it binds to a receptor on a special type of sensory nerve cell that detects scents. This nerve cell produces an electrical signal that reaches your brain. Your brain then goes on to process the scent. With repeated or continuous stimulation by a particular odorant, the nerve cell eventually stops sending its electrical signals to your brain. As a result, you no longer perceive the scent. Essentially, you become nose blind.
According to research, the following factors may influence nose blindness. First, nose blindness is dependent on how an odorant enters the body. Research has shown that there is a greater impact on nose blindness if the odor is inhaled through your nose as opposed to through your mouth. Second, nose blindness seems to develop faster in response to unpleasant smells as opposed to pleasant smells. And lastly, the shape and chemical properties of an odorant can influence how quickly or slowly nose blindness occurs.
The bottom line, nose blindness is a naturally occurring adaptation that makes it hard to detect or distinguish common scents in your surroundings. By blocking out common odors, your nose and brain are better able to detect abnormal or potentially harmful scents. Because it occurs automatically, nose blindness can be completely prevented. However, there are some ways to reduce it. One of the easiest is to leave an area for at least a few minutes and then return to it. While nose blindness makes it difficult to know what your home smells like, there are many ways to prevent common household odors. Cleaning regularly, changing your HVAC filter, and letting fresh air in can all help prevent common household odors. Did you know nose blindness is a real condition? It's called anosmia, and more than 5% of people across the world suffer from it. Unfortunately, anosmia sufferers' troubles aren't that readily solved. There is no cure for the condition. Anosmia is a condition in which the ability to smell is completely lost. Some people lose their sense of smell due to a nasal alignment or brain damage, while others are born anosmic. Anosmia has been linked to higher levels of stress and sadness, according to research, because anosmic persons encounter significant difficulties in their daily lives. Because they are concerned about their own body odors, anosmic people frequently experience social anxiety. Thank you so much for your interest and attention.